Hi guys, and welcome back to another video with me, Ali. Today I have a SHEIN haul for you. There's a mixture of clothing in there, some accessories, some things that I've bought for some future bounds that I'm thinking of doing. But let's dive right in and get onto it. We're going to start with the non-clothing items first. Some very tactile things. So I have picked up a fitted bedsheet off of SHEIN. This is apparently more waterproof and absorbent, just because the dog sleeps in the bed with us, which is why I've gone with black, because she is dark in colour. It actually feels like really good quality. It's got this sort of I don't know whether you could pick that up on the camera, but it's got this sort of pattern on it, and it's got quite a thickness to it. Hopefully it will fit, because sizing on SHEIN, especially for bedding, is a little bit odd. They're not necessarily the standard UK sizes, and so sometimes you have to work it out for yourself. It is quite deep in the fitted sheet area, so that's how deep the section is. And then, like I said, this is the middle bit, and as you can see on the inside, it's obviously been backed with a more waterproof material. But I just thought we needed more bedding. We literally only have 2 sets of bedding, and I can't wash things that quickly. So the alternative was buy more bedding so that I have to wash less. But this does feel like really good quality, and so we'll see how it fits. This is the fitted sheet on the bed. It actually fits perfectly, and I really like the texture. Quality's good, and it is really nice and deep on the sides as well, because it's quite a deep mattress. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Next we have some curtains. Weird thing to buy off SHEIN, I know. So at the top of the stairs in our house, which is where our master bedroom, bathroom is, there's this cupboard area, and currently it's got a shower curtain on it. It was a temporary fix. It used to have a door, but the door was taking up too much space because it opened out onto the landing. So I did a temporary fix with a shower curtain, but I don't like the fact that the shower curtain is so stiff. So I wanted something more fabric that had a little bit more flow to it. Our bedroom / bathroom is very much very greys and whites and blacks, just because I prefer that neutral look. It is in the attic, so I didn't want to go too heavy with any kind of colour in the room. But we do have a lot of fake foliage everywhere, things vines hanging down the wall. If you go back to some of my other videos, you'll see some of the things I've done there. So I just wanted to tie those 2 rooms together, because they sort of are separate rooms, and this cupboard sits in the middle. Anyway, so I picked up this curtain, which has got that sort of leafy effect on it. I really like this. It's a really good quality. I like the embroidery on it. It has obviously already got the part at the top to put a pole through. It is a fairly decent size in terms of width. It's probably about just over a metre, maybe 1.5 meters. It is also quite long. So I will have to shorten it, because my cupboard's like half stack. It's half door size. This was £9.95. It was also on Amazon, but it was twice the price, and they look exactly the same. So this is what the curtain looks like up. It wasn't quite long enough for a double turn to make it double thickness. But to be fair, when the light in the closet's not on, you can't see through it anyway. I haven't actually sewn it yet. All I've done is, just to give me the length, is pin it at the back. But I really like this, and it hangs so much better. That's my tension rod. It just pulls across really nicely. I can put it back like so. Swap those pleats a little bit, just for the sake of the video. But yeah, as you can see, that hangs really nicely. Now on to a few hair accessories, some of the basics. I really like putting my hair up in plaits and pigtails and things like that. And I really have enjoyed having little mini micro bows, but some of them are starting to wear now. So I've picked myself up some glitter ones. Who doesn't love a bit of glitter in their life? Certainly not me. So they're very similar to the ones I've got, but they are all glitter. Ooh. So we've got this one here, which is multicoloured. This is blue, gold, silver, and red. And there is at least two of every colour, which is good, because I like to part them. We've got some hot pink ones. I'm pretty sure these are meant for children, but I mean, I'm a big kid at heart, so same diff. pale pink ones. What other colours have we got? We've got some chocolatey brown ones. They're quite nice actually, because I don't have anything that quite that sort of like more muted tone. So many blacks. Love a good glittery black one. They go with all sorts. Blues. We've got some like iridescent white ones. I love this like turquoise colour. This is very mermaid-esque in the terms of colourway. Purple ones, but these ones are sort of like purple and silver, and they go into like a darker one. I don't know whether you can see that like ombre effect on those. We've got some ombre pink ones as well. There. My favourite colour, green. Perfect for some Slytherin bounding. Blue. Gold. Bronze. And red. So that is a pack of 30. Pack of 30. I think I only paid like $1.79 for them, if that. I just think these are really cute. You know, when you have your hair in space buns and things like that, I think they look really cute, like just on the little, like on these, I'd love to like put a little bow here. Or sometimes when I do the, I don't know whether other people do this hairstyle, when it's half up, half down, but it's in 2 bits. So you've got the 2 bits here, but the rest of it's down. I think the little bows look really cute with that as well. So pack of 30 of those ones. I then also picked up these ones, which are clips. So these are also multicoloured. There is at least 2 of every colour. So again, I can do the hair designs that I prefer. This is a pack of 30 again. The difference with this one is rather than it being a bobble, these are little clips. Again, I think these are meant for like babies, but I really don't care. But these have got like those little crocodile clips on them. So I really like those. And they're all soft as well. Yes, are they for children? But do I care? No. Again, this was like less than £1 for this package. And then finally on that sort of hair front, I picked up some basic hair bobbles. I do try to make sure I always get hair bobbles that are going to be least damaging to my hair. I have some of these in other colours, but I don't have any black ones. So I don't know whether you can see it on the camera, but these are like stretchy, but they're like that really soft woven material. And I just find these are like much more kind to your hair. These were a pack of 50, I believe. They came like that. And again, these are perfect for when I'm doing my hair in plaits and pigtails and things like that, because you want a smaller bobble, but I also don't want to damage my hair. And I do feel like these fabric ones are even better than like these kind of ones. These ones still can snag and hair gets like caught around it. I feel like these ones don't do as much damage. So pick myself up some of those. Again, less than £2. Bargain. You're going to struggle to get them that cheap elsewhere. Next up we have some tights. So if anybody is keeping an eye out for my Disney bounding video that should hopefully be coming out soon, I have 2 outfits left to go with that current bounding video, one of which is in this, and the other one I need to do some making and whatnot. So I've been doing a lot of sewing recently for clients, so I haven't quite had time to get around to that. But I mentioned in that video that one of my boundings I feel like would look really good with some like tights that had spider webs on. So I did go looking for some that was like more not as sheer and not as fishnetty, because I don't want to be too out there for going to Disney, because I'm very aware that Disney is meant to be for kids or big kids. But I found these, and I think what I'd do is I'd wear these over the top of some like opaque black ones. But these have got the design that I was thinking of when putting that together, and because they were in like $1.79, I was like, I'll pick them up. They'll get used, whether they get used for that bounding or whether they get used for like some more of my Halloween outfits, because I am a Halloween girly. I have picked myself up some more pants. These are like those seamless pants. There's 7 pairs in this particular packet. They are really nice, actually, really stretchy. They're a really smooth material. And they're sort of like, they're not completely seamless, but they feel like that. And what I liked about these is they were cute and comfy, but without necessarily having frills on. Because I do find that your more lacy underwear tends to, in the wash, like tear and rip, and yeah, that's no good to me. They came with a brown, a peachy colour, and then the rest of them have these like little butterflies on, which is great for me. So there's like a grey coloured there. You got 2 black ones. I don't know if the camera will pick up the fact that there is like butterflies on these, and then you might see it better on the purple ones, 2 purples. But yeah, I just thought these were great. Everybody needs basics. Next, I picked up some little stickers. These are like 50 some odd pence for 50. These are actually for my business. I know a lot of businesses do this, where when somebody orders something, they often put like little freebies in. So I've just picked up some cute little stickers that I could pop in with orders. These are all sort of like book related, and like witchy, but that's kind of like my vibe anyway as a person and as a business. So there is a lot of designs there. And they will just get a couple of those will get popped into each order, because who doesn't love stickers? I feel like no matter how old you are, you can never go wrong with some stickers. Next, we're going to come on to the items that I've got for one of my bounding outfits. So in a previous video, I can't remember whether I put it on YouTube or whether I put it just on TikTok, but I bought a new loungewear recently, the Hercules one from the musical, and I wanted to do a bound based on that. Now, the muses are heavily featured in that particular bound, and so I wanted to do like a muse-inspired outfit. So this is like a little like romper. It's sort of got like crinkle cut material, which I quite liked. And then its straps are, I guess they're like a bit free, because you could wrap these round however you want. You could go over and do a halter neck, wrap it round and cross it and then tie it at the front. But it kind of felt really Grecian, which I think is perfect for doing a sort of muse look that's wearable to the parks. I also have some really nice like white sort of gladiator type sandals that I feel like will go really well with this. And to pair with that, I found these perfect earrings online, these little lightning bolts. I love them. When I saw these and saw the colours, I was like, perfect. The gold on this is very similar to the bag, as is the blue. And I do like this little shot of pink down the middle. I think because the outfit's going to be quite white and the bag is quite bright, having this little like pop of colour in my ears is going to be really cool. So I have bought these, and again, these were something ridiculous like 79p. But I just think that's really going to tie that bounding together. There were some really cool bikinis and costumes on SHEIN at the moment. Very gothic, very like Halloween. So I picked up 2 different ones. The first one I picked up was the costume, which looks like this, plain black. But I absolutely love this scalloping sort of like bat wing effect on the top. Now, these have got cups, and this has got underwiring in the boob area, and there is padding in there as well. You can remove the padding if you want to. There is a little gap there for it. The other thing I love about this is the fact that it has got adjustable straps on it. I'm not sure how I'm going to be able to like show you how this looks. I might have to go and find like one of my nude bodysuits to wear underneath. But that's that one. And then I also got it in like the bikini version. So the bottoms are quite plain, normal, straightforward. But the top, again, has got this like scalloped effect that looks like wings of a bat. Again, these have got pads in them, but you can remove them if you want to. And it is wired. And again, adjustable straps. So I just thought this was really cute, but still gothic, and not too like in your over the top and in your face. I think both of them were sort of around the 10-11 mark in terms of price. Next up, we have some t-shirts. So I have decided that finally I've figured out what my British summer clothing aesthetic is. However you want to word that, that's fine. So I really like wearing the cycle shorts with like baggy oversized t-shirts. I find it quite cooling, quite comfortable, and I feel at ease in that sort of outfit. And I feel like you can pair it with trainers, you can pair it with sandals, works really well. But I needed some more oversized t-shirts to be able to pull off that look. So the first one that I've got for you, and I must say this feels amazing, like it is so soft. I'm surprised that it's still sat in a pile, because I almost wore it the other night because it was so good. But it's like this distressed tee. It's got nice rips through it. It's got like a black underlay, so it is double lined, so it's not see-through. And it's got all these like distressed marks all over it, like so. Obviously, I've got it in an oversized because of the way I want to wear it. What size did I actually pick this up in? Let's have a look. So this is a size XL. Obviously I did go up because I wanted to have it more baggy. I'll just show you the inside so you can see what I mean. So it is lined in a black, so you're not going to have like flesh on show. But I really loved, as soon as this arrived, I was just like, yeah, I absolutely made the right choice with this. This is probably my favourite t-shirt out of the t-shirts that I've got in this haul. We'll give that a little try on in a bit. Then this is from the SHEIN Curve collection, because I just find that the fits on the Curve collection sometimes are nicer, especially when you're wanting that more baggy look. This t-shirt, I will say, is buttery soft. For a SHEIN t-shirt, I was very surprised when I got this out of the packet because I was like, ooh, soft. I love this design. This is quintessentially me, this sort of like very gothic, but that whimsical sort of like magical vibe. I love the like moth and the goths. I love the colorway in this, the mint with the purple. I have quite a lot of like jewelry and things like that in those kind of colorways. It's a black base and it's a little bit on the crop side, but it should just cover the parts that I need it to. The neckline feels quite good. However, I will say I have a tendency to cut the neckline like lower because I have a bit of a thing about the off the shoulder oversized tee look. But I really like this one. And like I said, this is in the SHEIN Curve and it is a size 0XL, just for reference. So when I try it on at the end, hopefully that will give you guys an idea what sizes to buy for yourself. Obviously, it all depends on how you like things to fit. Everybody's different and everybody should be different and they should embrace whatever makes them feel comfortable. For my book top girlies, the next t-shirt, for those who know will know. So this says Violent Little Things. This is obviously a reference to Fourth Wing, to the Imperium series. So it's a grey t-shirt. It says Violent Little Things on the front with some lightning strikes. And then on the back, we have what is supposed to be a representation of violets, dragons. So you've got the little gold one here and then the bigger one here with them sort of like astrological design sort of around the outside. So this is the back of the t-shirt. I will say this t-shirt's cut is more fitted than I was hoping it would be. Can you see what I mean? It's not like a baggy fit, it's more of a fitted fit. And so even though I went up a size, I'm not sure it's going to sit the same way that I wanted it to. It's a size large in the standard size range. So we'll have to see. This might have to have some work done to it for it to work how I want it to work. Otherwise, I might have to take it in so it is more of a fitted top and just wear a jeans. Next, we have an off-the-shoulder t-shirt. This is a very basic top. It's ribbed. It's got the ties in the front. It's got the cold shoulder here. I do like a cold shoulder. I do like having my shoulders exposed. This is absolutely a wear with jeans sort of top. This is not one that's going to be long enough for me to wear with my cycling shorts. Very basic. I think this was like £6 or something like that. But it's nice to have like a nice basic top that is, I feel like depending on what you pair it with, this could be dressed up or dressed down. We'll see how it goes when we do the try on at the end. Now, I will admit this next t-shirt I have already worn and I have edited it already. But it is another like book top girly type top. So this is in like the grey, but it's like a speckled grey, like not a solid grey. So what I've done is I've cut the neck off it again because I like that sort of like more off the shouldery look to my t-shirts. But the neckline was more like the black one with the moth on it, which was still nice. It wasn't like choking. The look that I'm going for and the look that I felt comfortable with required a little bit of editing. So all I've done is just like cut the neckline off. But it's got a little stack of books on the front in like a silver with a skull and a raven, maybe a crow, moon, some roses, etc. But the back is what I like the most. It says Morally Grey Book Club. That is me to a T. I am beginning to realise that I am probably more morally grey than a lot of my other friends who are reading particular books at the moment. It says delving into the grey areas of fiction, and then it's got that image that's on the front repeated on the back. Again, this is really soft. Again, the quality of the t-shirts coming from SHEIN at the moment are really good. I'm quite surprised. I was fully expecting it to be more like, feel like it was printed. You know when you get dresses from SHEIN where they're white on the inside and it feels like the pattern's been printed on? This is what I was expecting from these, so I'm very pleasantly surprised. And all of these t-shirts are around the 6-7 mark. Nothing was over a tenner, because I just wanted to get some stuff for the last of the summer. Next, on that summer front, I've got myself some like board shorts, skater shorts, I guess. I really like baggy look stuff, and I really liked, I used to love wearing in the 90s, you know, the trousers that were like massive, like stupid. I had a pair from, those of you who remember, Tammy Girl, that had a little like Space Girl stitched onto it, and I used to wear them all the time, like the widest, most ridiculous bottoms, and they were like my favorite trousers. I still own a skirt to this day from Tammy Girl, for those of you out there who remember that, who are, I hate to say this, old enough to remember that. Hurts my soul. But yes, but along with that, there came like the board shorts that all the boys used to wear, but they do some in like the girls. So I've picked up these. I'm not sure whether they are going to be like my vibe or not, but we will see. So they're sort of this like grey sort of faded effect look. They probably look a little bit black on the camera, but they are a grey with the light grey stitching. And as you can see, they're slightly wider at the bottom. But I really like the backs of these. I love the little skull embroidery on the pockets. I thought that was a really nice touch. I feel like it absolutely needs to be worn with some chains along the side. I think that's very much of the fashion of how these were worn. So we'll give those a go. Then we have a sports bra, because I don't have any sports bras that I find particularly comfy. I really struggle with sports bras, especially ones that you just pull over your head, because any girly who goes and works out knows that that's a nightmare to get off when you're sweating. So I picked up this one, which has the zip in the front, which would mean hopefully getting it on and off will make life a lot easier. I also love this little like tie-dye black and white design. This is very much on brand for where I'm going with a lot of my clothing items at the moment. The zip has that lock mechanism so that when you've got the tab down, it won't move it up and you can get it undone and stuff. So it undoes just like that. And I feel like this is going to make my life so much easier getting in and out of a sports bra. It does have pads in it, but they are removable, which is great. So if you're somebody who prefers to have pads, you can. If you don't, you don't. I picked this up in a large. It has got a good stretch quality to it. It's got like that racer back to it as well, so that's good support. I'll have to do like more of an in-depth review of this in terms of how it held up while I was doing my workouts. But yeah, I think this is a good little one, and if this works out well, I might pick up a couple of other colours in a similar style. The last item for this particular haul, I was inspired by the t-shirt that I got in a similar sort of design. And as I was going to the checkout, this popped up on the recommended. This is a cute little dress in that same like distressed effect material. Only this one, as you can see, has got butterflies all in it as well. Like the other one, it's been done so that there's like 2 lots of material. So there is a black backing, so it's not completely see-through. It's got adjustable straps on it. We do love a good adjustable strap because we are not all built the same. It's got this really cute little like knot in the front and the keyhole cutout. And then at the back, it is like a tie back. So you would tie that over where your bra is. Or you can do that little hack that you see people do where they like wrap it around the bra so you wouldn't be able to see the bra at all. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this on because it's also super soft. And I'm going on holiday soon and this is absolutely coming with me. So that's all the items to show you. So let's go try some stuff on. So this is the first item I'm popping on. This is the dress. I really like this. I always find this sort of skater girl 50s style is very flattering on all figures. It's really nice around the waist area and covers the tummy lovely. This is the Morally Grey Book Club tee. Obviously I've already altered the neckline, but this is what you can see as in, this is like the vibe that I like to wear during the summer. Sort of like a bit of an off-shoulder moment, so it's showing a bit more flesh up here, because this just makes me feel a bit more confident about myself when I have this bit exposed. And then with the cycling shorts as well. This one with the really pretty pattern on the front. I love the colours. I kind of like that, even though it's not like iridescent or anything, the way they've placed the purple and the minty colour, when it catches the light, it almost looks like it's shimmering. I quite like the fit on this. It's nice and baggy around here. It's actually quite a good neckline. I probably could go a little bit lower, but I might leave it for a bit. See how I go. It, like I said, really soft, good length, sort of, again, sort of sitting in the same area. It does cover the coupe. This is the ripped tee one. I actually think I could have sized down in this and still got the same sort of look. I think it might actually be a little bit, it's just on this bit here, just feels a little bit baggy. The neckline's okay for me. I would like it to be a little bit lower. Again, this is another one that I might um and ah about whether I take that lower anyway. Lengthwise, this one is perfect. It absolutely covers the back, definitely covers the front. If anything, it kind of looks like I'm not wearing anything underneath. I am. Okay, then we've got this one, which is the sort of fourth ring reference one that says Violent Little Things. And it's got the dragons on the back. You can see what I mean by this one. This one's more fitted. So whereas the other ones were like more boxy, this one's like tapered here. And even though it's like a larger size, it's still not very, it's not like massively baggy. And I think I would have rather it had been like some of the other ones, like more oversized. These are the shorts. I know they're very like boyfriendy, more like masculine in their shape. I do really like them. They are ever so a little bit snug here. Not like massively. Look, I do have space. I'm not somebody who likes tight things on their waist at all. And they are very much like waist height for me. I do like the callbacks on these ones. I do think like by accessorizing it with like maybe some chains or something like that, it would work better. We have the off the shoulder top. It is very comfy. It's like, it's not overly thick either, so I feel like it's a good transition top. It cuts in a nice place. It feels quite nice. The shoulders don't feel too like restricted because the material is quite stretchy anyway. Obviously you've got this little detail here with the eyelets, and you can have that as done up or as undone as you want. It's quite nice that actually, if you do it up really tight, you get this nice little like pucker bit here. Yeah, not with these trousers, obviously. The sports bra. This fits really well. It's nice, comfortable around the neck. I do like the racer back on it. That's really nice. Fits really nicely around here. It's got fairly good support. Really easy to get into, really easy to get out of. Again, this is the costume. I've just popped it over my cycling shorts because no one wants to see that. Yeah, it's pretty good. It is quite high-rised here, just on this bit. A little bit more than I would maybe normally go for. Same on the back. It's quite daring, so it's definitely going to be a holiday one, not a UK one. I did also notice once I put it on, so the straps are removable if you wanted to, but also each point here has a hook for it. So as you can see on this side, I've put it on the middle one. This side it's on the outside one. So you could do varying styles. So like if you wanted it to be more like the straps were like here, so it almost looked more halter necky, you could attach them to these ones. I've moved mine along a bit so it feels a bit more like I've got support here. You can also put it on the outside. I think that's like a really nice feature that I wasn't aware of when I first bought it. And finally, this is the little romper that I bought for one of my boundings. So I've left my sports bra on just so that I can show you. So this is like option one. It just goes right around the back, and then you could tie that at the neck. But I get the impression that this is one of those ones that you could do several ways. So we could crisscross it like so, put it back down and round. Give yourself a little like keyhole moment there. Wrap it. It's a very long tie, so I feel like you've got multiple options there. So you could do something like that. Go over the top. I've crisscrossed at the top And I'm going to bring it back down around, again in the front, and I can make this so it looks like it's got a bit more of like a shawl sort of sleeve effect to it. Again, I've still got lots of ribbon left. So I have just gone straight down the back, pulled it forward to create those sleeves. I'm going to then wrap this around the waist a couple of times, and then sort of just this fabric here, widen it a little bit, give me a bit more of a waistband, and then we've got more like a, really got more like a sleeve look there. That's everything I have from this haul video. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching. Maybe there's some items in there that you'd like to try yourself. Any questions, if you want any links or prices, etc., just let me know in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And hopefully I will have the first Disney bounding video out in the next couple of weeks. Like I said, I've got my Hercules sorted now. I just need to finish off doing Zero, but I've got so many ideas for how to do that particular Zero bag. We all know that I hand painted my last one for Zero and we might be heading in a similar direction. Too many ideas, so I need to like narrow myself down. And then of course we will have the Disney villains coming up ready for the spooky season. As always, please stay safe, and until next time, bye-bye.